Good morning. Well, we've got some stuff going on today. John Deere Planter Clinic, and I guess Phil's going to go with me, so that's good. Phil drives the planter. He should go and learn all about it, what they've got to say. So, yeah. But first thing this morning, we've got to go pick up our fuel tank for our semi. It is ready, so that's where we're headed. Well, there's our tank. Got a freshly welded end cap and a baffle in there, I assume. I thought that baffle was supposed to go down on this end somewhere. Oh, maybe they just took it out. We'll have to shine a flashlight in there and see if we can see. I don't see any weld marks around the outside to where they could have welded it in there. Oh, whatever, it's done. It's not rattling around. Well, I shined a light in and I could see a little bit. They just took it out. They didn't weld it back in. They just cut the end off, took the baffle out, welded it back together. Fine with me. I don't really think it was necessary in there. Now, once we get a planter out of here, we can bring that truck back in the shop and put it back on. I got the new straps and it won't take very long. We got so much stuff to do in the shop right now. Oh gosh, we gotta get this planter done. We gotta get the sprayer in too. And at the end of next week, they're coming to put tires on that 8R tractor, so we gotta have that in there. And yeah, lots going on. We got lots of work to do in the shop. All right, Phil and I are off to the planter clinic. Let's see what we learn. I'm back. I did not film anything at the planter clinic. Nothing at all. It was good. There was some good information. Got to learn some stuff on the Gen 4 displays and the Ops Center stuff, so that's good. But we got some new blades, so we're gonna put those back together and then keep working on our planter here. Okay, so I went ahead and put these new openers on this one where we had that broken blade. Here's how we're gonna check our gap. We're gonna take my business card and slide it in the top between the blades, put it in until it sticks. I'm gonna take another one, put it in the bottom. Now I need a tape measure. So, we want that gap between there to be right at 2 inches if possible. So we're a little under here, actually. So I might take a spacer out. But did you know that a business card is 2 inches? So, instead of a tape measure on every one of them, we can just kind of hold this up here and see, yeah, we know that one needs a little bit more contact area. So I'm going to pull one of these blades off and we'll take a spacer out and put it back on and we'll see how that is. Okay, so one of the things is you need these to be even. You need the same number of spacers or within one on each side. So I'm actually going to take one off of this side. We're just going to pull one of those out. We're going to slide our opener back on. And then we're going to put this spacer on the outside for safekeeping in case we need it at a later date. And we'll put our nut back on, tighten it up. I'm sure there's a book torque spec that's supposed to be tightened to, but now we check our gap again. So there's that, and here's our business card again, and you can see we're slightly over 2 inches, but awfully dang close, so that one's good. Now, if you're a planter specialist, and especially of the precision planting education, you're going to take these and you're going to spin them a quarter of a turn. You're going to check it again, and then you're going to spin them another quarter and another one, and then you're actually going to take them and you're going to hold one and slide the other one so that they match up again and keep measuring them. I do not care that much. This is a bean planter. I don't even care that much on the corn planter. We're going to get them close. There's nothing I'm going to do to adjust them any more better than I am right now, and so I measure them in one spot. If something looks wrong, I'll measure them in another spot, and then we go. And they're going to vary a little bit. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Guys get way too bent out of shape on these, but that's good. So then we take our cap and pop it on there, and then we put the other one on, and then we put our gauge wheels back on. So when we put our gauge wheels on, we're looking for contact in here. We want this to be able to move and float up and down freely, but we want it to be just touching enough that when it's up, that it turns the opener blade, which it does. That is perfect. This is not the stock planter adjustment system. This is an aftermarket we added on from a company called RK Products, and it uses these shims in there as opposed to a eccentric. We've got a couple rows down here that are the old style or the new old style, but this is a threaded bushing that you can loosen this bolt and turn this to adjust it in and out. Okay, one row done. 31 more to go. Ugh. We're gonna go through and do the back rank right now. We'll try and get those done here, and then we'll see where we're at. Well, I went through all of the back rank openers and checked the gaps on them. There was 2 that I had to change, and I did have to adjust some of the gauge wheels down here on this end. So I showed you this RK gauge wheel kit that we had put on there. So this is actually their newer style. We had tried some on a few rows way back a long time ago on this planter, and this is the old style, and just a little bit different with this square drive versus the bolt head here and how exactly they go together, but same concept. So some of these were adjusted a little bit too tight, the older ones that I had to adjust. Basically I had to adjust this nut out so that it would let it pivot a little bit freer, so that it drops. When you lift it up, if it stays, it's bad. You want it to drop back down. So I believe we're done with the back rank. You know what I should do is go through and make sure that the closing wheels all spin and that the bearings are good. Occasionally we'll get a bad bearing on these closing wheels, but these all seem okay so far. They are indeed all good. So we're going to lift that up out of the way. I'm probably not going to get too much done on the front here tonight. I did get this wire harness that I needed, so we're going to get that installed on this tractor so that we can actually run this planter. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that part of this harness needs to go in the cab. This part goes out here and hooks to the planter, and then there's this one that it needs to plug into right there. Well, we're getting this cleaned up a little bit. I put a bracket on here, this one, to hold this. This is the connector for the frame controls on the planter, and there's also one of these for the air seeder. There's been one for the corn planter as well, but because I've got to put this bracket or this wire harness in for the power for the air compressor, like it's using up this slot on the this mounting bracket in here, and that's where I had always had that connector with the corn planter. But I'm going to put that one there for this. I need the little nut that goes on it. I don't have one, so I'll have to get one. So I needed another place to put this for the bean planter. That's how it was on the other tractor, so that's how we're doing it here. But that is good. Now everything is hooked up, I think. Looks like we got another chemical delivery while we were gone today. This is our atrazine. That's an additive for our corn herbicide. Good deal. Glad to have it. So I got the wire harnesses and everything done in the cab there. All the monitors are mounted like we need them for this planter. So I think that's good. I just need to get that nut to secure that one, but it's fine. It'll run just the way it is. It's just it won't stay once we unhook the planter. So I went ahead and folded these back row units up to get them out of the way. So now we can get in here to work on the front ones. We've got to basically do everything we did to the back ones. These outside ones on the wing are super easy to get to here now. The middle ones, not so much. The back rank there does not fold up out of the way, and they're still a pain to get in there and crawl around that, but it can be done. So tomorrow, Brock's coming back tomorrow at 11, I think. And so we're going to wash a few meters out in the morning, help him out with that. But the goal for tomorrow is to get through washing all of the meters on the front row, gapping the opener blades like we did to the back ones today. That doesn't take very long, so we should be able to do that. And then checking the gauge wheels, making sure those are good. And then from there, what we have left to do to the planter, we've got to get the plates out and clean those up and paint the back of them. And we need to go through and lube up all of these drive chains and make sure that the bearings are all good, and everything is good there. So I don't think we need to replace those chains, but we need to spray them with some spray lube and make sure everything is free and turning good. So and then that should be the bulk of it. I mean, we need to check the tire pressures and stuff yet, but we're too far ahead of planting season to really get too worried about that. They all have air in them. None of them are going flat. So once we are ready to pull the planter out to actually go to the field, we can double check air pressures and go from there. So yeah, that's a good deal. So as soon as we're done with this planter, and I'm hoping that, I don't know if we'll get done with it tomorrow, but I'm hoping that by Monday we can get it out of here, at least Monday afternoon. We need to get the sprayer in the shop. We need to do the service work to that, oil changes and filters and that stuff, and put the floater tires back on it, change out to the big tires, because it's going to be time to spray nitrogen on wheat here pretty soon. We're not quite ready yet, but we're not too far away. And then the end of next week sometime, this tractor's coming back in, not hooked up to a planter, because we got new tires for the rears. I debated changing these a year ago. I didn't. I should have. We've got them now. Our tire dealer has the tires, and so we're planning on the end of next week sometime, him coming to change those. And we need to be able to use our overhead crane to move the duals out of the way so we can get to the inner ones. And there's weights on there. Makes it difficult. Actually, we're going to take those weights off, too, because we don't need the weights in the spring. So we'll work on that. And we need to get the semi-truck back in here to put that fuel tank back on. So that's a day job, or a half a day's job as well, and hopefully we can get that done next week. So between the finishing the planter, sprayer service, semi-truck, tractor tires, we got a busy week next week. All right, I have got to go down and get another load of cardboard out of my garage. The amount of boxes when you move into a new house that you generate is just unbelievable. We bought some cabinets and stuff for our pantry. It all came in boxes, and the drawers came in boxes, and the cover panels came in boxes, and everything did. And now I've got piles of cardboard. So I'm gonna go do that, and then it is 5 o'clock and time for me to go home after that. Back there. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I don't even know what this is, but we've got a box inside of a box. Oh my goodness. Well, my daily check of the markets. Wheat continued to crash today, down $1.14. Cash price is down to, over here, what did I see? $10.57. We sold it 2 days ago for $12.99. Ouch. All right. Anyway, I'm done. I'm going home. So thanks for watching today. Big day tomorrow with Brock working on this planter. And any questions and comments, leave them down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Spring is coming. So tomorrow it's going to snow. And then it's going to be really cold over the weekend. And then next week, 50s and 60s. Spring is coming. Slowly but surely it's coming. Things are ramping up here a little bit. So see you guys tomorrow.